the fuck? Oh, it's when you're typing. I can't type at the same time. Keep moving my cursor, mate. That's weird. Man.
I'm gonna crash your
Dude,
computer with all these bubbles.
dude, don't do it. You might do it, knowing my luck with
You
streaming.
might.
So, alright, let me just grab this code from Visual Studios. Farewell Dream. Alright. No auto format, I bet. So if I delete this, will it auto format? Nope. Why would it do that? It seems useless. Just kidding. Alright, so we kind of went over the not operator, right? So basically, we can chain some things together. So we can say... we'll say if x equals y, right? And so this is an and statement here.
Uh-huh.
And y equals 10, right?
Uh-huh.
Console dot right line, this is true. All right. So you see down here where it outputted this is true.
Uh-huh.
So this and statement allows you to make multiple conditions, right? You're allowed to have multiple things happening. So and is pretty useful when you need to combine logical statements. So there's another one. It's called or, and or is these two guys right here. So we can say now this is going to be false, right? Because 10 does not equal 11. But we can say or y is greater than x, which is true. So you'll see again that this comes out to be true again.
It's true. It's all true.
It's true again. It's not false. So you can get really crazy with it, right? So you can do it the same exact way, and and x equals 10. So we can have this evaluate first by putting parentheses around it. So this would mean that this side needs to be true and this side needs to be true in order for this whole equation to be true, or else this will be, this, if that is false and this is false, it will return down here. So let's do this. So dot right.
The cake is a lie.
So we'll go ahead and make this false.
Now you're thinking with portals.
Yes. So you see down here where it says the cake is a lie. So what we did here is we're checking basically this returns false and so does this. So sometimes it's easy to kind of get mixed up between how those two work. It just kind of takes a little bit of practice to understand what's going on. But I would think that this is generally like do you understand what I'm showing you right now, like how this block of code would work? Or
Yeah.
and you understand that I can chain ifs and I can actually continuously do this. I can continuously make else if, else if, else if.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh God is right.
Else ifception.
And what you can do also is you can evaluate more ifs inside of here, right?
We gotta go deeper.
Exactly. So a lot of programs do that. A lot of, like, a majority of use programs do have a lot of selection statements. If this happens, then do this. If not, do this. Like, that is a lot of your program is going to
I
be
bet.
able to make, you're going to have to make decisions based off of things. So now that we've kind of gone over that, I'm going to introduce another thing called a switch statement. A switch statement kind of is the same as stacking ifs. So when I mean stacking ifs, I mean doing this. So like else if, right?
Mm-hmm.
Else if. The only thing that's different is that there is no like there's no way to do like this stuff like this inside of a switch. We can't do like multiple logical comparisons, right? So let me go ahead and show you how a switch works. So a switch, you're going to have the keyword switch here, right? Now switch is going to take a value. For now, it's going to be it has to take a numerical value, I believe. So, or some type of enumeration value, which we'll kind of cover that in a bit, so don't worry. So what you do is you give something called cases. So you say case, and then you say 1, and then you put a little colon here, and then you can write whatever code you want, right? I like to put little curly braces here. Some people don't. So you can, here we'll say console.write line, and we'll say is 1, right? Now you see that it's still throwing me an error here. It says control cannot fall out of switch from final case label. So what that means is that we didn't really go into this, but if I wanted to, let's say that we had if statements, right? We had true, so it's going to enter into here, and we're going to say if true, and it's going to enter into here. And then if true, if false, let's say else, we could say break. So what break would do is just like it would essentially, actually let's do this. If we put the break before this, it's never going to, it's probably, yeah, no closing loop out of which break or continue. So it's just throwing us an error here because it's basically saying like there's no reason to have this break up here. But in a scenario and switch, it requires us to break. If we don't break, what ends up happening is when we have another case, let's say we have case 2, console.write line is 2. What will happen is it will automatically fall through to the next case, and I don't even know if it will let us do that, which it doesn't. Actually, you know what, if I throw it down here, I guess not. So C#, I think it looks like it's guarding against it. Case 1 to another. Okay, yeah. Interesting. So it guards against the breaks. Let's see if this works. If I put it down here. Nope. So basically what it's saying is when it's complete here, don't go on to the next one. So let's see. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, nope. I didn't think, I must be doing something wrong. But basically like what you're able to do with a switch statement, or you should be able to do, and I'm just not syntactically getting it right, is I should be able to say case 1, if it's case 1, do this. And then it will automatically fall through to this. So let's see if I put a default and then a break. No, what is it saying? Control cannot fall through from one case label, case 1, to another. Let's see what there. Cannot follow through from one case label to another. Unreachable code detected. Okay, let's see. Let's go. I'm going to go to MSDN, and I'm going to check out the switch statement. Because this should work, technically. I just must be doing something wrong here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, interesting. So this is the code. This is the code that MSDN provides, which is almost identical to mine, and for some reason this is giving us a compilation error. So I think it's just this website. It's just trying to be it's trying to be handy and let you know it's an error. But technically you should be able to do this. Technically you should be able to say, do this, and then go down to here. It would automatically run this even if it wasn't case 1. So you can add like a lot of bugs by doing that. So you always want break statements underneath. And you probably saw me type this before, but you can have something called a default case, right? So a default case will happen if it meets none of that criteria. Default. Boom. So let's go ahead and put 3, and we'll add a break statement since this is yelling at me. It's so weird.
Do it.
So you see down here, it says default.
Yeah.
So this basically just replaces the need to do if, and then else if. Do you see where I'm getting at here? Like, this will check to see if this equals, 3. If it doesn't equal 3, it won't run this piece. If this doesn't equal 3, it won't run this piece. If not, it's literally like if it didn't meet any of these conditions up here, it would hit this last else block, right? And it would run this code. This would be like the same equivalent to switch's default down here, and this would be like this would be case 1, and this would be case 2, right? So I guess I can just, do you want me to build it out for you, or do you understand what's going on here?
I understand.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, what's up?
with this the switch in the cases, actually go ahead and I guess like build it out, because like where do you put in like the actual
X would be up here.
X?
So X is 10 right here, right? So the actual value would go into here, and then it checks against these cases, and if it doesn't meet any of those cases, it does default. So in this scenario it would be default, but if I changed X to 1 and then rerun the program, it would give me a compilation error because I have all this. Okay, see, it says case 1 down at the bottom.
Yeah.
So do you understand what's going on here? Do you want me to build the equivalent if statements like this? So let's see. Can you move your cursor?
Oh shit, my bad.
That's cool. Thanks. So this is essentially the equivalent to what I just wrote, right? Do you see if I run it again, it gives me the same results down here?
Yeah. So case one literally just means
If
if
x
equal
equals
to
1.
one. Gotcha.
Yeah. But you can't do this, though. Do you see what just happened? I cannot.
Yeah.
How would I don't. I can't do that here. It's not going to let me do this.
Yeah.
See it? You see what it says? Cannot implicitly convert bool to int.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ways to get stuff like this to work, but I mean, you're better off just at that point. You're better off using an if statement. When you start hacking up a switch state, like switches are actually are considered old school. A lot more people use if statements. I personally like a combination of the both, depending on the situation. Um, we haven't really gotten into other uses for like switch statements, and but there's this thing called an enumeration. And you know what? Why the fuck not? Let's get into what enums are. So enumeration, right? Also enum. Now what I can do is I can declare. You see up here where it says like public class program.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is it's kind of similar to that, but not. I mean, there's some things there are stuff that's different. So don't think of like I would be I would be ridiculed by saying an enum is the same as a class. It's not, but just like notice that it's expecting a identifier one static. Oh wait, am I in the class? What does it want? Let me just double check I have the syntax right. Da, 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 da. Well, I guess I don't really need to do public. I can just do enum. Oh, yeah. Wow, I'm stupid. Let's just say days. That's what it wanted. It wanted an actual identifier. Anyways, so enumeration. What does this mean? So enumeration means we basically create value types based on like a series of words. So we'll say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So we have seven days, right?
Yep.
Now we can associate those with numbers. Technically, we won't really get into that. That's fine. I mean, technically, you should have always when you make an enum, you should always have one that says none, right? So we'll just stick with that. You don't have to do this. After you assign the first one to 0, it will automatically go through that and assign it to each values. I just like to be explicit about it. I like to say that I like to know exactly what each of these are equal to. So we got 7 days, right? So let's go up to here. And so basically what we can do up here in this is we can say, let's delete all this stuff. We're going to declare a days test equals days test. Let's say day of the week. All right. So do you see how we basically created a new data type? called days. You see that?
Mhm.
And now we can make days equal to days dot Saturday. You see how it's like it can be days dot Saturday, right? So we can go in here and say day of the week, right? And we can do case of Sunday. Is it going to complain? Oh, well, we want days dot Sunday. See that? So we can do days dot Monday. And we can continuously do this, right? Days dot Tuesday. Days dot Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. Fuck it, we'll just do it all. So, I mean, do you kind of see where I'm going with this? Like, do you have any questions about what I'm doing so far? Do you understand what it's actually doing, or are you having a hard time following what it's actually doing?
I think I'm following. It's just assigning numbers to the days, right?
Yep. So the day, like, do you see how we kind of made our own data type up here? Like, you know how like
Yeah.
days is kind of like an int, right?
Yeah.
So keep going with this. I mean, we can output all the days here. So what's interesting is we could actually do days dot Sunday. I believe, yeah. Monday.
Will that make it output the number?
Well, I guess we'll see. I think it's going to output the string. I believe it's going to output the string. But we are using this weird online thing, so maybe it's different. Friday and days dot Saturday. So yeah, look, check it out.
This is Saturday.
Yeah. Yep.
Saturday.
But so that's just some interesting shit behind the scenes that console.writeline does in order to get this set to say Saturday. We don't really got to go into that, but yeah, you're like, so you remember how this had a numerical value in it? So an enumeration is a numerical value. Technically, days dot Saturday equals 7, right? And it's going to go through this whole case and check, and we're like, oh, okay, it's Saturday. Console.writeline Saturday, right? So if we were to change this to 6, it's okay. So it's not going to know what 6 means, but we can. You remember how we cast things? Do you remember how we did that?
No.
No? Okay. So what this is here, this is a explicit cast. So this is an integer value, right? It's the number 6. And what I'm saying here is I'm saying I want the number 6 to represent the enumeration days if it's inside of there, right? So 6 equals Friday, and look at what it outputted here, Friday.
Okay.
So you can implicitly cast certain things in order to get it to do whatever you want. So I don't know if have you learned. I hope you learned something today. I know this episode's this has been kind of choppy and like messed up and a little disorganized, but I wanted.
I did. I knew about if else and booleans just from like in a math context.
Mm-hmm.
I just and I knew they were part of code. I just didn't know exactly how, so it makes more sense now.
Do you want to do like a little challenge right now, or you want me to give you one?
Sure.
Okay. Let me. Do you want to do it right now, or you want to do it like on your own time?
It's up to you.
Uh, Fuck it. Let's just do it now. Why not? Uh, Let
Fuck
me.
it, we'll do it
We'll
live.
do it live. So let me delete all this stuff here. And let me go grab a textbook real quick. Be right back. One sec. All right. Got the good old textbook here. Trying to find a nice little exercise to do. Mm. Ah, this is a good one. I like this one. So I'll type it out for you. So you kind of already know some of this stuff that we went over so far. Yeah.
Hmm?
Do you kind of already know some of the stuff that we've? You're saying kind of seen some of this stuff before.
What do you mean?
Like the if statements, uh, how booleans work, some of the data type stuff.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, you showed me
Oh.
today. I just knew, like, of them,
Mhm.
I guess.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. This doesn't involve loops, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay, good. I don't think this one's too complicated. Are you reading it?
Yeah.
So you want to try to go through this on stream, or do you want to kind of do this on your own? So write a program to compute and display a person's weekly salary as determined by the following specifications. If the hours worked are less than or equal to 40, the person receives $8 per hour. Else, the person receives $320 plus 12 hours for each hour worked overtime. Okay. Does
Oh,
that
God.
seem reasonable?
I don't know. I mean, I think I can do it. I just don't know if I can do it in a reasonable amount of time.
Well,
Like right now.
do you want to just do it on your own time, or you want to do it on stream? It's up to you, man. Like I have time, so um if you want to do it now, we can. If you want to, wait till another time, we can also do that. Like next week, you can come back and
Uh,
just give me this if you want, and we can kind of go over it.
yeah, let's do that.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So just to recap what we went over today, we introduced the new data type called Boolean. You kind of already knew about it. The Boolean values are important in these selection statements. So we went over selection statements, okay? It's a
Hmm.
decision that we have to make. If this happens, then do, or if this is true, do this, else do this. We learned how we can chain multiple Boolean values by using the AND statements and the OR statements. And we also learned about the switch statement, which is basically the same as a stacked ifs, right? So,
Hmm.
no questions or anything for me right now. If you have anything, dude, don't hesitate to ask me. There's nothing wrong with asking questions.
No, I mean, I definitely ask questions if I have any. I can't think of any right now.
Okay.
Uh, Maybe if I come up with any, while I'm doing this, I'll be sure to like write them down and to bring them up next time.
Yeah, definitely. And like looking online for resources and like the only
Yeah, I
thing
had to
that
do that for the last
that's
one.
completely fine. The
A
only
little
thing that I
bit.
want you to take away from it is like I want you to do two things when you find an online resource. I want you to write a comment like this and say found solution here and then link, here.
Hmm.
And I want you to understand what's happening in the code. That's what's most
Hmm.
important is you give credit to where you found the solution and you understand the code, right? I don't want you to copy and paste things off the internet that you see
Yeah.
because that produces bad coders.
Hmm.
Even if it takes you an extra hour, or if you don't understand it, make a comment like just put like a note here and say like ask Nick what this does. Like whatever. So basically, just give credit and try and understand the code to your best ability. Get good, mate. So
Mate.
I
I'll
guess
fix
that's
that.
it for now. So cool. Thanks for doing this again this week. We'll do it again next week.
Yeah, dude. See you next week. It'll be fun. I'm
Booyah.
Friendly Fox, apparently.
Yeah, that's really weird. All right, I'm cutting the stream off. Thanks for tuning in,
All right.
please. Nobody.